Hey guys, it's Meryl Monday again. This is the fourth Meryl Monday. I've been doing 4 weeks worth of Meryl Mondays, and I'm pretty excited about it. So today is going to be another round of some of my favorites. And I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this favorites and least favorites thing. I think this might be the last segment of that. I might do one more. It'll probably be more favorites because it's really hard for me to pick ones that I don't actually like. So as usual, we're going to go from earliest to most recent because that's how I like it. So here we go. First film today is Death Becomes Her. This is actually the first film I saw Meryl in. I was about 7 or 8, and I was with my dad's house with my ex step siblings, and we were watching TV, and this movie was on. We just happened to be watching it, and the only scene I remember from that point in time in my life, like the scene that stuck out to me, was the scene where Meryl goes to the house, to talk to this lady played by Isabella Rossellini. I can't remember the character's name, and I just remember her not having on any clothes, and to me that was really odd. But that's one of my favorite scenes, especially when Meryl Streep's standing in front of the mirror, and she's drank the potion, and she's waiting for something to happen, and she's like, kind of upset because nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, you see her boobs go, and then her butt cheeks are like, I just think it's hilarious. And this film's very zany. And it's nothing like award winning, but it is great. And I wouldn't even call this a guilty pleasure film because I think it's hilarious. And Bruce Willis is also in it, and so is Goldie Hawn. And it's odd because this is a very different role for Bruce Willis. If you've seen him in anything else, it's kind of weird to see him in this role because he's just so frumpy and weird looking, and he just plays this cowardly little man. And that's not what you're used to seeing Bruce Willis do. You're used to seeing him play some like badass character. Yeah, so Death Becomes Her, definitely watch this. It's great for this time of year because we're heading into fall, we're heading into the Halloween season. So this is a great Halloween film. The River Wild. And as you can tell, I've never opened my copy. I've seen this movie like so many times, but I've never opened my own copy because I usually see it'll come on TV sometimes, like a movie channel, so I'll watch it there or stuff like that. But this film, I think, is underrated. I think it's a great film to watch. It has like action, adventure, drama, like there's some tear-jerking moments. Like it is great. And Meryl Streep is badass in this. She actually learned how to be like a river guide, how to maneuver herself in a raft on a river. So I think that's fantastic. And I think there was a stunt or something. She did all her own stunts, and there was something I read somewhere about her, like there was like some dangerous stunt that could have like killed her or something like that. Thank God it didn't. It has Kevin Bacon, John C. Reilly, and David Strathairn, and it's just a very good film. I really like it, and it's not like your typical Meryl Streep film, but if you want to see a badass Meryl, not that she's not badass in any other films, this is just on a different level. Definitely check out The River Wild. I just don't think it gets enough credit for the type of film it is. I just think it's awesome. Next, The Hours. This is this is a great movie. It's a little confusing at first because you're like, what is happening? Because it takes place in 3 different time periods, but they're all interconnected. It stars Nicole Kidman as Virginia Woolf. It has Julianne Moore and of course Meryl Streep, and Ed Harris as well. And the scenes between Ed Harris and Meryl Streep to me are amazing, especially the one where she walks in and he's like sitting in the windowsill. I'm not going to say what happens because that scene's just one of those scenes where you're like, oh my God, did that just really happen? But it's so great. And all 3 characters are interconnected, and you'll see how they're interconnected. And um, it's really cool how they intertwine. And 2 of the characters actually physically meet. One does not. I'm sure you can guess which one doesn't actually meet. Was Julianne Moore also nominated? I don't think she was, but Meryl was, but Nicole Kidman beat her. Forever bitter. Not really. All 3 women do a fantastic job. They all have some great scenes. Um, and I'm so jealous of Allison Janney because Allison Janney gets to have a great kissing scene with Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is my girl crush. I'd totally make out with her. That's as far as I would go. But I would probably make out with her because she's fantastic. And she's probably going to see this, and now I'm going to get arrested. Next is The Devil Wears Prada. This film is fantastic. Everybody in this movie does a great job. Meryl Streep plays someone who's completely opposite of herself, I feel, from seeing her in interviews and just as herself, because I really don't think Meryl Streep is that mean. I really don't. If she is, that's really heartbreaking to me, but I really don't think she is. Anne Hathaway does a perfectly delicious, beautiful job as Andy Sachs. She's great in this movie. She goes from frumpy to not frumpy to back to kind of frumpy. But honestly, to me, she's not frumpy at all. In the fashion world, she would be frumpy, trying to make fun of that cerulean sweater she was wearing, saying that it had no fashion connection whatsoever. But that's a great scene, by the way, where Meryl Streep is trying to explain to Andy that the sweater she's wearing most definitely has a lot to do with the stuff she's laughing at. And Stanley Tucci in this is so fabulous. I read somewhere where he said that was his favorite role that he's ever had, and who can blame him? He's great in that. And he and Meryl Streep, that chemistry there, actually, there's not really that much chemistry. And Emily Blunt, this is the first time I'd ever seen Emily Blunt. She's so cute in this movie. She's such a bitch, but she's great. Not as big of a bitch as Miranda Priestley. Highly recommend this film. Meryl Streep was nominated for an Oscar for this. She should have won. It was ripped out of her hands. Just kidding. I don't remember who won that year because that's how insignificant that winner is to me. Meryl Streep all the way. We have Mamma Mia, which got panned by critics. However, I love this movie. It's such a feel-good film. It's so goofy and so ridiculous. It's just so fun. Like, it just makes me happy. It has to be a movie that I'm in the mood for because I really need to be I love musicals, but I have to be in the mood for it. And Mamma Mia is most definitely a musical all the way around. Random people pop out of nowhere and they just start singing a song. But it's so good. And if you like ABBA, you'll know all the songs. I'm an ABBA fan. I have been since I was little because a group called the A-Teens. They did a whole album. I think it was called the ABBA Generation or something, and they did a bunch of ABBA songs, but they made them into more poppy early 2000s dance music, but I really liked it. And then I learned to like um, ABBA as well, and that's what this film is. It's all ABBA music all the time. But it's great. Amanda Seyfried is actually cute in this. I'm not a huge Amanda Seyfried fan. I like her. I hated her in Les Mis because she was just no. She was so blank in that movie, so blasé. But that's a different subject. It also has Colin Firth, who was cute. Pierce Brosnan, great, but cannot sing whatsoever. His singing made me cringe just a little bit. I've heard worse, but he wasn't that great. No, it has Stellan Skarsgård, and which is he did a great job, and you get to see his butt. That's an added bonus, I guess. And then it also has Julie Walters, who I love, and her when she's doing "Take a Chance on Me" with Stellan Skarsgård, it's so great. That's such a great scene. And Christine Baranski, she's great in this as well. I love the scene with her where she's singing the song "Does Your Mother Know?" Really, really good. And it's just a good movie. Meryl Streep is great. She does a split in the air during the song Dancing Queen. Like, I can't say any more positive things about this. Actually, I could because it's great. And I highly recommend you watch this. If you hate musicals, you probably shouldn't watch it because it's a complete musical. Every 5 seconds, there's a song, basically. So if you're not into that, don't watch it. If you like musicals, you like show tunes, you like Broadway, you like Meryl Streep, you like all the above, do watch it. Please do. And as usual, I highly recommend all of these. I think they're all great. I think they're all fabulous. As usual, thanks for watching, and please tune into next week for another Meryl Monday. And I'm not quite sure what's coming at you next week. It's either going to be another of my favorites, probably not unless you want it. Want me to do another favorites? That's cool. Let me know in the comments. But I think my reign of doing favorites and non-favorites is done. I'm ready to move on to other things. But I might just do one more just because I love all her films so much. So please tune in till next week. And yeah, I'll see you then. That's all.